将行脚高雄哈，所以每一次上人行脚高雄的时候，我们随师菩萨金光闪耀的单元，早上的时间，我们的林敬贤就是碧玉副总呢即将会，还有思浩师兄都即将会会来到主场。那么呢，在晚上12月29号晚上的时候，随师菩萨
You just see from the video,
都非常的精彩。我们
Sister Tai Xiangling in Master's Footstep, and you won't be able to see that from the video right now. And today, it's the first week of the month, and we have the English and the Myanmar's language translation interpretation. And Master Chen Yen gave us the blessings about the oral interpretation in many oral interpretation in many languages. We are broadcasting out our great message to people around the globe that we want to transmit the great information out there to people that who are able to receive our information. And today we are going to introduce the Kaohsiung oral interpretation team from Kaohsiung. We appreciate 治国 Sister 治国 Jihao, Jia-Ying, and Su Xian and Stella. Any people that many oral interpretation members are on the team. We are very grateful that they joined this effort. At first, they were afraid to do the oral interpretation, but now they get used to it, and more volunteers are willing to participate. And Huiling, Sister Lily, and Sister Zhenhan and Li Rong, and these are from Australia and Hong Kong. And Sister Jinghan from Hualien, Sister Huiling and Hou Yu. No matter whether they are doing oral interpretation or just the text translation, a lot of volunteers are putting their effort and time into translation. We appreciate so many. Let's take a look at Sister Xingwen on October 23rd. Talking to Master Chen Yen, she said, "This is not my first time to visit Jingsi Abode, but this is the first time that I visit the Jingsi Abode as a city volunteer." She used to go back to the abode with mom and just for the sightseeing, but this time to report to Master Chen Yen as a volunteer. She has been taken good care of on the way to Jingsi Abode, and she was very touched. And she's very good. She's very fluent in English, and she's very grateful that she had an opportunity to use her foreign language ability to share great stories with people. And Sister Xingwen, after she came back from the Jingsi Abode, she asked her friend in Europe, asking her friend to join the translation team. And in Malaysia, Sister Li Rong, she say from Hong Kong, they translate the dialect, Cantonese dialect. 3 years ago, she went through a very severe ill. She went through she had a surgery, and 3 years ago, so she was at home taking a rest after surgery for 3 years. And lately, her daughter told her that there's someone called you from Australia. At first she thought that's impossible, that someone still remember her. But after she picked up the phone, she found out that it is Sister Hou Yu call her and asking her to pass out Master Cheng Ye's teachings by doing oral interpretation and the text translation. And she say she still feel that she still need a lot of improvement in her oral interpretation skills, and so she is very nervous. But when she worked with the team, everyone work so closely, join their heart together, work and help each other. The teamwork spirit really touched her heart. Sister Li Rong think that it is very very fortunate to have such a great team work together. And the the 29th of December, we are going to have morning section and the night section. There are many volunteers. They follow Master Chen Yan to Kaohsiung Jingshi Hall. So we are going to have 2 sections, one in the morning and one at night, and hope that all of you will be able to join us in all those 2 sections. And we have an American team. They are and now they are French translation team, and there's a translation team from Serbia, and there's their sister from UK. You will be able to hear her sharing it just a few minutes later. And there our team from Italy, and the German text in translation. We appreciate Sister Xingwen as a coordinator, and as also the Portuguese translation team from Brazil and Australia into Macau, and they'll join the team of text interpretation for using the Portuguese language. Last week we have 187 feedback on YouTube. And now, if you are online, please send out invitation to invite more people to join us and listen to the sharing that will change their life and brighten their day. And
okay, so first we will see is a feedback on the general teamwork, and you can see that 187 message we will receive from last week, and then we passed for resharing 56 times. And I didn't expect that we could recruit so many volunteers doing the written translation. So if you have a cell phone or you have a friend and interested in online study group, please forward the link and transfer it for us. So let's go through the feedback. So the feedback was saying that the online study group is just like the fireflies accumulated so many energies to bring the lights to everywhere. And on the screen, you can see this is the feedback that we received for volunteer Zhu Jingcai's sharing, who came from Zimbabwe. And some participants were saying that it is so sad that when we see the poor people in Zimbabwe eat the termites to survive. And although Zhu Jingcai's complaint in Zimbabwe was robbed 3 times and still hold his initial aspiration to help people and do the good deed in Zimbabwe, this is really very inspiring, and he set up a very good example for us to follow. And now you can see this is the feedback for the presenter, Lu Jinghui. She did a good job on the guided reading presentation of Master Zheng Ye's footprint last week. She talked about vegetarian diet is very important nowadays in our lifestyle. And every time when we receive those feedback, we usually make it a summarize and then send to the speakers that we invited. And everyone was very grateful. And now you can see this is a feedback on the volunteer Chen Jian's sharing. He is the one in charge of the charity mission in Haiti. And he had been to Haiti 79 times in his life, and he still looked great. And now you can see the feedback on the volunteers from Malaysia, Ye Jinghan and Ke Ziling. And the participants will admire volunteer is determination. He used to be an animal feed dealer, and he asked Master Zheng Ye to give him some time to transform his business. And nowadays he already reached the goal and become a vegetarian diet. On the top of that, he and his wife also promote the Jing's aphorism in the schools. And now you can see the feedback on the volunteers from Kaohsiung. They work very hard to promote vegetarian diet in the community. And their performance with the sign language was very, very great. And then we had the feedback on those volunteers from Thailand. They are talking about how they to collect the donation from the community. So we appreciate those feedbacks from Malaysia, from Thailand, from mainland China, from Taiwan. Thank you very much. No matter where you are, please just let us know and give us your feedback is always encouraged and inspiring. And like this is the feedback that we received on the YouTube, like the Irene, she's saying that seeing the suffering of the people there, we have to transform our thoughts if we feel suffering in life. And ours is only a small matter compared to the extreme the people facing there. So thank you very much. And mostly they were express their appreciation about the volunteer Chen Jian's sharing about Ziji's effort in Haiti. And this is the feedback that we received from YouTube. And many was from Malaysia. Thank you for Athens message.
资源这个部分真的在世界上是非常非常需要去重视，感恩朱金才师兄以及陈建师兄。
And she was talking about the feedback on the presentation from Lu Jinghui. Lu Jinghui talked about the water right now. It's very important that we need to save the water, and we need to use the water very carefully and mindfully. And this is the drawing picture that we received from Malaysia. Thank you for Elizabeth, the volunteer Elizabeth. She always did a good job and give us a very good picture. Every speaker, every lecture they received those pictures. They are very grateful. So this is the French. This is the written translation team in French, and also we have the written language translation in superior team. It's grateful. So now we're going to next section. We're going to call out to England.
It's being locked down for pandemic, and the residents in the UK, they miss the food from their home country. So we made the rice dumpling together, not only to sell for charity, to solicit the funds for charity, and also it is a great opportunity for the residents, foreign residents in the UK. They will be able to enjoy the food from their home country, and they learn from them how they promote the vegetarian diet to the residents in the UK. And they went to visit, they take all the food, ingredients from their refrigerator and visit the residents there. And she, Sister Susan, she is a documentary volunteer. She is usually not in front of the camera. She is behind the scene, always taking good take record of actions of the volunteer work. And now volunteer visit her home and share with her what how to cook a great, tasty vegetarian meal. And not only they not only share the vegetarian cooking with the people who live in the city, and they also visited people who lived in suburb. And they visit another volunteer's family that lived in a little far away from the city, and it's a vegetable garden. They show how to pick up crop the vegetables in the garden and cook the fresh vegetable. And the little children, she graded this meal as 9 out of 10. It's 90%. She satisfaction rate. She enjoyed, even this little children enjoy this vegetarian meal. Let's welcome the team from UK, Sister Su Zhen and Yao Hua. Welcome. Did you turn on your microphone? Sister Su Zhen is going to talk to us. And Sister Yao Hua is accompanying her. Dear Master Cheng Yen and the Tzu Chi family from the online group team, and my name is Su Zhen. It's my official legal name. I'm going to share with you about the Bodhi path that we take one step by one step. By taking action, I was certified as a city commissioner in Singapore in 2019. I settled down in Melbourne. Melbourne is a little small town in the UK, the central UK, and I always encourage myself to learn from Master Cheng Yen's experience. Master Cheng Yen started Qi Ji on her own with her individual effort and touched many people's heart. So I encourage myself to learn from Master Cheng Yen. I can start everything from on my own. And my home is situated in the very beautiful small town. I made a vow to Dharma Master Cheng Yen in my heart that I would host a Buddha Day ceremony in my little backyard next year. And in the year 2000, my dream came true, but not a Buddha Day ceremony in my backyard, but a pilgrimage. There were only 11 participants in the first year of pilgrimage. In the year 2018, we put more effort into preparation. A 3-day and 2-night retreat for documentary volunteer was held in my home. We united all the volunteers in the UK to join together and learn from one another. In 2019, more volunteers joined Qi Ji in UK and participated in the yearly retreat. In the retreat, we immersed in the Qi Ji humanistic culture through the sharing the story of Qi Ji and musical sutra adaptation and a tea ceremony and sang Qi Ji song together. We had fun and we cultivate our heart. We not only had a sharing and cultivation section indoor, we also went out to do recycling work to protect the environment. And now after the pandemic lockdown for a year, we could not go out to visit each other, and now we had retreat. We hosted retreat online through cyberspace, and they are. We didn't expect that this online transforming our the retreat from the physical retreat to online retreat. It is an opportunity, open up another opportunity for volunteers from other countries in Europe. And so because the online retreat it could transcend the boundary of countries. So Sister Kuan Ling, at first she had only 3 PowerPoint presentation, and now after practice, she could have the 9-page complete PowerPoint presentation. And Sister Huan Baolian from Germany, who did not know how to use a computer, and now she bought a computer, and she is able to do the PowerPoint presentation now. And to take good care of our own community, we joined the activity that hosted by the city officials to do the recycling and pick up the trash in our community. And also we also adapted the work to clean up a street, and also to do the recycling work. and we received recognition from the city official. And there severe flood in the forest. So we good take care of the people who were affected by the flood for 58 days. And we help the volunteer when visited the people who were affected and their home were flooded. We helped them to clean up their home. We didn't expect that. It's hard for us to imagine that after a year, they're still afraid of the nightmare about the flood. And even they didn't have enough energy to clean up their home. So even in their drawers, there's still water left from the flood. So they were very touched to see volunteer. They were touched and bursting into tears to see volunteers who they did not know before. They are total strangers, but they are willing to offer their help and to share their love to help the people who were suffer from the flood, to help them to clean up their home and help them to return back to the normal life. And Sister Yaohua, you can do the sharing. She is in Manchester now. And now, where is she? She's in Wolverhampton, very close to Birmingham. Very close to Birmingham. Although they are very far away physically, no matter how far away they are, their heart is very close to Master Cheng Yen. Their heart is full of love. They follow Master Cheng Yen's instruction and follow Master Cheng Yen's guidance to take good care of people around them. They take good care of people who are suffering, and they relieve the suffering. And she say, I'm full of energy, and they get energy from me. Actually, I get energy from them too. She had to stay up there to listen to our sharing in the morning, and I told her that she could see the playback. She doesn't have to stay up. Now we have a connection from the text in translation and also the oral interpretation. Thank you for your great sharings, and see you next time. And I don't know whether you just stumble into our sharing or you intentionally wanted to listen to our sharing. It doesn't matter whether you. I hope you would like the share all the sharing, and it will brighten your day. And please give us a thumb up if you like the content of our sharing today.
So now we can see the online streaming on both YouTube and Facebook. So let's give them a big hand to our team of our broadcasting and streaming team. So we have a lot of oral interpreters online, and we really need your help, and we really need everybody's participation. So later on that you will see a lot of beautiful posters that we show on you, and they are made and produced from volunteers all around the world. And we have like a PP from Malaysia saying hello to everyone. And we have Zhang Yuehuang right here. And he says that the online streaming on Facebook is kind of a tough job, but now we are doing so, and we made it, so we are so happy about that. And now today it is, a very, very good time for us to complete the task that we have a YouTube and Facebook online streaming both online today. So I am very happy to tell you that, we will do this actually next week, but today we do it just earlier. And we have Chun Mei and Guan Xinling from Canada saying this is really wonderful that we can turn the Dharma wheel always online here. So this is very grateful, and I really say thank you very much to Online Study Group Kaohsiung, and Su Hua says that this is wonderful. And we also have Sijing online saying hello to everybody. And Sijing says that, come on, there was no connection, and he was really kind of like worried, but now everything's going to be okay. And later on, you are going to still, listen to a lot of great sharings from volunteers all over the world. So we have Yurong from Taipei, and we have Victor from Taipei too, and Yurong from Jiayi, and Huifeng from Jiayi saying hello to everybody. So you are all blessed, and we have, one more volunteer says that nothing is going to be worrying. So we are a family, and we are a team sharing blessings all together. And later on, that we have a lot of blessings, right? And I really hope that you can also get online and give us your best blessings here. And today, we are so happy that all the guests today are coming here, not online. So you are so welcome to just be a participant with us today here in Kaohsiung. And now let's take a look at the lotus, the lotus collection. So come on, and the accumulation of the hot lotus now, it is over like 30,000. And I am so grateful that we can really gather the love and do good deeds all together. It's not a big problem how much money you donated. It is something that you really have the good heart and do good deeds with us, right? We don't need to have a very big right. We don't need to hold on the authority, but we have to influence other people little by little. And here we have Jing Hui's like a feedback, and last week, and she says it is very touching that, when she was doing such a profile, and she cried in tears because, whenever we heard her sharing, and she said that she didn't know anybody because, everyone in her team was new, but they only hold on Mr. Zheng Yan's conviction that, they have to just do everything well. So they did their best and show their harmony, with all the members. And how many members do they have? That they combine like more than 1,000 people, and they all together promote the vegetarianism. They were nervous, but they did their best. And they promote all the good news and the good deeds, online. So she was really touched, and she was really grateful to her team online. And this is wonderful, and I'm so happy to hear that. And we also have like a team from Gangshan coming here in the future. And today we are going to have our guide reading team, and we have Ding Xueyu. Ladies and gentlemen, and venerable Master Zheng Yan and the masters, and everyone online, good day. And today, I'm gonna be sharing with you about the Master Zheng Yan's footprint. And my topic is don't forget about the March 11th earthquake 10 years ago. We know that in Japan, and we had like a tsunami and an earthquake like just more than 10 years ago in Japan. 10 years ago, 2011, on March 11th, then we had like a strong earthquake, measuring 9.0 on the Richter scale, and it hit Japan really hard. And it was a compound disaster because it brought not only earthquake but also tsunamis and radiation. And it was also a nuclear disaster, and because we have a big disaster, okay, in Fukushima. And at that time, it was cold then. So Mr. Zheng Yue was very worried, and she was worried about the victims in the shelters and whether they got enough clothes to keep them warm. So we produced a thick and bigger showers in hope that we can give our love to Japanese citizens, right? However, Japanese people are a kind of a conservative, and it is a little bit difficult. It was a little bit difficult for Tzu Chi volunteers to send a love to Japan. Therefore, our relief aid program was a little bit like, it didn't go very smoothly. And we didn't know how to send of our relief aids to victims in need. But Mr. Zheng Yan told us that we can only get in touch and we can only get close to their heart only with our genuine love. So Tzu Chi volunteers turn our own minds that, okay, we decided to change our attitude, and let's take a look at whether we made it for the second time. Okay, so video, please. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so it was the second time. Okay, we were allowed to get into the refugee, but we only stayed at the porch, and just one representative just came over for us to take all the relief aid there. And they knew that we were from Taiwan, and we witnessed that most of them were like aged citizens. And when we just put on the showers on them, and they just cried in tears, right? And all the senior citizens were just touched by us, right? And so we hugged them, and they also hugged us. And of course, then all the volunteers could therefore just get into the refugees, and we just moved in all the relief aids for them. And for the first time, they saw us, and they learned that we were from Taiwan. And it was the very first time that they received our blessings and love. And we really created a very, very good bridge of love between them. So this was a very, very good beginning. So when we reached the third point, okay, of and everything just went smoothly. So from then on, wherever Tzu Chi volunteers go, and we just put on all the showers on every citizen, and this like a granny just cried also in tears. Although volunteers didn't know anything in Japanese, but they communicated with each other in love, with love. And it was the film produced by Dai TV, and we learned that so many senior citizens were just deeply touched after they received our love. And it was because of the love of all from Taiwan. And we have a lot of more touching stories. Yeah, and for example, and it was a volunteer from China, and she married a husband in Japan. And 10 years ago, she encountered such a disaster of March 11th earthquake, and a lot of her families were therefore drowned by the tsunami in the disaster. And after the accompanying by Tzu Chi volunteers, and this lady just finished all the training programs of the Tzu Chi commissioner, and she always carried her pictures and her mom's picture, although she was dead, and did the good deeds with us in Tzu Chi. And volunteers all over the 39 countries just gathered on the street, and we decided to just collect as much love as we could to help all the victims in Japan. However, Mr. Zheng Yan says Tzu Chi volunteers must endure and practice patience no matter how much hardship and how much difficulty we may encounter on the street. So now let's listen to Mr. Zheng Yan's preach. Tzu Chi volunteers endure people's angry faces and their mean comments. Truly, Tzu Chi volunteers endure such treatments and face them with smiles. As such is Tzu Chi volunteers' cultivation ground. For the sake of living beings in suffering, they must endure people's meanness. Yet they are mindful in raising funds because they can't bear to see people suffer. And such are the skills of living bodhisattvas. And this is why every time there is a disaster, Tzu Chi volunteers must practice forbearance. I always say, this is living bodhisattva's cultivation ground. We want to cultivate the way of the bodhisattva. Bodhisattva come into being because they are living beings who are suffering. The cultivation ground of living bodhisattvas is living being in suffering. To serve and help living beings, then we have to endure a lot of things and to overcome many difficulties. Thank you, Mr. Zheng Yan, for her preaches. Mr. Zheng Yan teaches us that we Tzu Chi volunteers must walk into crowded and always practice forbearance and patience, and we have to bear the Dharma in mind. And 10 years later, and a lot of Japanese local volunteers are so much willing to participate in Tzu Chi. And we are all together working on the Bodhisattva path. And now let's take one more look at this video about how happy the volunteers are in Japan and how they are doing against COVID-19 and how they are promoting the vegetarianism. So, ladies and gentlemen, please take a look, right? And we also have two guests here in the video. Take a look, please. After I finish donating my coins, no matter how much it is, I save the money because I pray for the blessings for my family every day, and I didn't think I have done anything special. And I say I'm just touched by Tzu Chi, and I just want to do something and help do Tzu Chi volunteering jobs. Well, if you are blessed, and this is very, very wonderful. And wherever we need Tzu Chi volunteers, then we have Tzu Chi volunteers. And here are the volunteers introducing themselves. And they are talking, they are saying, they're telling us what their names are. And we are the volunteers from Japan. Thank you very much. And they are very happy local volunteers, right? Well, 10 years passed by really quickly, but Master Zheng Yan teaches us that we don't just stay in the past, that we have to look into the future and do something. And today, we see cherry blossoms in my PowerPoint. And whenever such flower blossom and they look beautiful, and it symbolizes that we have to cherish the love in our life and do good deeds to help people. And go vegetarian, protect our life, and diligently create blessings, and join hands to spread love with faith, vow, and actions. And this is a topic in 2022. So let's just go steadfastly and be diligent and walk the Bodhisattva path with Mr. Zheng Yan and the good deeds. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much, Xue Yu. And she is a very, very wonderful guided reader, and she gives us a very wonderful presentation here. And whenever I say, okay, it's time for you to do something, and she just does this really, really completely. And she did and does all the presentations and the preparation jobs, all right, always before, okay, I tell her to do so. And let me tell you this, in her films just now, and we had like two heroes and heroines in her videos, and this is really wonderful, really. This is a great affinity. And here we have Jia Yun, who also left us a message. And also, ladies and gentlemen, please also give us your feedbacks online. And we also have like Chen Han Yifeng Yun saying that, okay, we also have a lot of grannies and grandpas online, and they are also online with us, right? Thank you. And we also have like a senior citizen volunteers in Kaohsiung. Thank you. And so first says that thank you so much, Su Zhen, but actually I don't know where you're from, sorry. And Shi Jin says that this is a big problem on our internet, but actually, everyone does their best. And Yu Shuai does the best and just broadcast for us and do the online streaming. So let's give her a big hand to Yu Shuai and Wang Gang. We also have Linda Pan from North California, and she's always with us. And she says, okay, she's very grateful. And okay, please post your messages and let us know where you are. And your feedback and your messages are our best encouragement for us. And we also have Su Hua saying hello to everyone. Thank you. And now let's come back. And you see the PowerPoint, you see the posters here, and you will see the posters really frequently today. And for the last, for the last online study group broadcasting, it will be on December 29th evening, on December 29th, when Mr. Zheng Yan has her like a journey in Kaohsiung, and that day on December 29th, and we have like online streaming in the morning, okay, and we also have it one more time in the evening from 7 to 9 p.m. And because we have like pure practitioners with Mr. Zheng Yan to Kaohsiung, so we will have a wonderful presentation and the speeches, from all the pure practitioners. And we also have like interpretation services in English, in Japanese, and Cambodian. And here, let's say this, okay. So this is a very great encouragement to our oral interpretation, and we really receive a lot of encouragement. So let's say you don't need to be too perfect, and then you begin doing something. But as long as you begin doing something, then you are on the way to be perfect. So this is a great encouragement for our online, oral interpreters and translators, because like nobody is perfect, but we are just doing our best, and we are trying our best to invite more and more people with us, right? And we have more than 100 interpreters, oral interpreters within like 8 different languages, right? And we also have 14 different languages in our written translation team, And now we are doing the translation jobs, And we translate like mostly on your like positive feedbacks. And here, here's a poster that says, I believe I can do it and I will do my best, So let's repeat it again. So I believe I can do it and I will just do my best. And this is always a convention, about our team. So now let's go to the Catchy Fresh team from the United States. And we have also a lot of more like volunteers from Canada and China. So we may have more from China, and here we have Chen Guanting from Chongqing. And because of his propaganda and his encouragement, and we really have more volunteers from China. And here we have Shen Zong on the right, and he is a volunteer of our translation team and the Catch A Fresh team. And actually, he is a dentist. And why I introduce him? Because he is young, but he passed away. He suffered some rare disease. And so we know that nobody knows when our life would end. And I mentioned him because in 2018, before he participated in our Catch A Fresh team, and he just did something like reading novels on the sofa after his tiring jobs. However, after he participated in our online study group, he learned something meaningful in his life. And one story was that, okay, because of a patient's wrong therapy, and he was very nervous. Okay, after learning of this, Shen Zong learned that, okay, even anything so simple, so easy like that, then if he doesn't do it in a really a careful manner, then, okay, it may usually hurt someone or something. We just don't know it. Okay. And they are the posters from 2018 to 2020. And we also have a Xie Yanping from 2018 to 2020. And here are the posters. And you see the text in the posters. And she wrote them by herself. She also passed away last week. And whenever she shared her feedbacks, and she always left us touching stories. And she left us 3 touching positive feedbacks. The last one was the feedbacks with Master Zheng Yan. And on May 22nd, 2020, Master Zheng Yan mentioned fireflies. And Yanping just talked about the fireflies with us, which she often mentioned recently. Yanping says that although she is as tiny as a firefly, but she would also donate her light to the big group. And we also have one more volunteer, and also created a 3 piece of writing all together. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give all the volunteers our best wishes. I really hope that we can just, okay, have them back in the future. Okay.
All right. Next, we are to have the review for 3 weeks. And from Brother Chu shared that residents in Zimbabwe have started to follow vegetarian lifestyle. And Sister Lu says vegetarian diet is a sustainable lifestyle. And from China, we have Sister Wang also share that tasty fresh. And Brother Chen shared that the world without can be heaven on earth. And Brother Tia and Sister Ko shared these Tzu Chi volunteers did their best to promote vegetarian diet and the environmental protection in Malaysia. And Sister Jia is helper. Since she has become a vegetarian, joined Tzu Chi. Volunteers in Kaohsiung diligently promoted vegetarian lifestyles in community. And Brother Xia also consistently created food affinities through the Heart Lotus project in the community. And let's follow 正宗。
所以大家一起和着节奏，轻快的一起来守护兴国朱金财，十载善种勤耕耘。
And here's the catchphrase from 慎宗。
会不贪口欲来牵扯，保护苍生求永续，如树功德共存荣，行善造福。
The catchphrase in Chinese.
实际播种见成果，爱满人间为天堂。冰醇核心业绩案，转职黄瓜新台安。渔村如树科竹林，净施环保入校园。三代如树贾敏霞。
Sister Jia was a seafood consumer, and he became vegetarian, and her family has benefited too. And Kaohsiung volunteers promoted vegetarian and positive feedback. For Brother Xiao and Sister Li also connected good affinities in the community. So let's give a big and love hand to them. So please share, link, and like to all your friends and invite them to join us.
So ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at this poster here. And do you know who designed this poster? And it was designed by Zhang Yaohua from the UK and Chen Jiazhi from Kaohsiung. And they are both here and right here. Then we can see Ji Yaying. Okay. And let's take a look at this video. Okay, let's welcome you to Tzu Chi. And Sister Angela just came far away from Australia. So let's take a look, okay, at this clip. And it was really touching. And actually, when this video was being taken, and Master Zheng Yan was actually in Kaohsiung, and Sister Angela was about to meet Master Zheng Yan. And then was also the day we had online study group Kaohsiung. Therefore, we gave her a birthday party after we learned that it was her birthday that day. Okay, so all the surprise was designed by Sister Ji Yaying, and a lot of people were just so touched, of course, including Sister Angela. So we also had our Japanese language translation team also came over here, and it was a very, very wonderful time for her to be awarded by our government, and she is therefore confident to walk into crowd. And Sister Angela just saw someone who needed help when she was on the way, and she tried her best to help everybody in need. She knows how suffering it is when poor people are in poor conditions, right? So we are very, very grateful to Ji Yaying, and it was a record that she came over last time with Sister Angela. And here you will just see Ji Yaying with us. And you will just, hold the Jinshi product in your hand and wave with us, right? Okay. And she really, really, she's really a wonderful volunteer, and she really supports our Jinshi products. And okay, well, this is good. That's right. And you are holding this very well. Okay, and wonderful. Thank you. And I just, feel so grateful that Ji Yaying really supports our volunteers and support the product of Jinshi so much. Okay. So do you know like where she is, in her like life? Okay, actually like she goes to people's home and she invites people to her home and turn her home into like a cultivation ground. And she cooks delicious vegetarian food. How delicious, right? And this is her yard, her backyard. And she turns her backyard into also a training ground that, and she has like parties at her home. Well, and if I can just enjoy myself at home, this is a really kind of a personal enjoyment. But after enjoyment comes suffering. So I want to turn my home into a cultivation ground to deliver Master Zheng Yan's Dharma. So as you can see, such a study group is there. And if you want to participate in, give us your big hand, please. Exactly, you really want to go to her home for the cultivation. And she really supports Jin's products and she promotes vegetarianism so hard. And she also promotes saving water, the idea. And she also says that you can just like take a shower within 3 minutes, and she says it really works, right? Okay. And if you save the water for a minute and you reduce the carbon, it reduces the carbon consumption. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's give you a big hand and let's welcome Ji Ya-ying, okay? And before this, take a look. Well, and she also, does her best in every ceremony, like a new but like a scholarship ceremony, and she really does her best and gives her wishes and the best to all the people in need, anytime, anything, any day. Okay, so after I watched this video, I also learned that everybody has their own past stories, like this one, okay? And I remember that when I was 3 or 4 years old, my biggest prize from my teacher was that, okay, I behaved myself so I can participate in the like a flag raising ceremony. And it was really great encouragement for me because my teacher said that I'm a good girl. Therefore, I am a good girl in my entire life, right? Because of such encouragement, I think a student will receive the energy and they therefore may decide to be a good person thereafter. So because of a quote from the teacher, I think this is a great powerful, not only me, but also all the students. And she also brings her good friends to Kaohsiung today. And here, and who are her best friends, and they are the vegetarian restaurant owners from Taipei. Because of a pandemic, you know that their business just gets so slow, okay? But they still decided to produce like 100 free vegetarian box meals for volunteers. And this is her son. I mean, this is the owner's son. And they work a long time and they just want to deliver their love to people in need. They insist on this no matter how hard the environment is, right? And I just think that what I can do for them, and I really want to do our best, especially for nurses and doctors under the big pressure of a pandemic. And this restaurant, vegetarian restaurant, is kind of slow in business, but they still decide to help all the nurses and doctors and produce and make like a delicious box lunch for them. Okay, but now my business is getting slow. And later on, the owners will be with us also. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will have like a Ji Ya-ying and her team with us today. And this is wonderful that I'm here with them. And everyone, please, just click okay, and share our link to everyone, and be sure that everybody can receive our process online. And through all the clips and videos we played, and you know that how much blessing that Jia Ying has been giving, okay? And you don't have to say anything, okay? Today I will just do the brief introduction for you. And actually she is also a editor, okay, of our translation team, written translation team. So she really has a lot of jobs, right? Okay. So this is why she always come with all her best of friends wherever she goes, right? And she's with us here today, and she is going to promote, of course, vegetarianism. And here are the two friends of her, and they are the vegetarian restaurant owners in Taipei. And later on, we will just hear and listen to how they share their good ideas, right? And her topic today is my choice.
Dear City family, dear teacher Mei, good morning. Choice your option. Every day we make 35,000 decisions. Every day when we wake up, open up our eyes, we have to make a choice what I'm going to do. Am I going to pick up my phone to answer send a message, or before I go to bed, do I want to read Buddhism Sutra? And what kind? And every hour we make 2,187 decisions. Every minute we make 36 decisions. I used to always make decisions that I want to purchase clothes. And now after I became city volunteer, I don't have to make so much, I don't have to make many decisions to choose proper clothes because I always wear volunteer uniform. And when you have a choice, you have to become calm and ease in your heart. Every day, when you make a 35,000 decision, you are making decision to what kind of emotions that you want to show and have in your heart. When we have the negative emotions, it makes us, the negative emotion make us suffer. We can actually choose how we want ourselves to feel, and we can choose to understand other people and put ourselves into other people's shoes, so that we want get ourselves into the angry mode. And when we complain other people's doing, they complain about, some people complain about the appearance of the box, of the lunch box, and when we go out to promote vegetarian diet, we not only have to face people's complaint about how the meal box look, and also we have to make the vegetarian food delicious, so that people would are willing to adopt to the vegetarian meals. And under the lockdown of the pandemic, what kind of choice we do. Master Cheng Yan told us we have to promote vegetarian diet. Many people are afraid to go out, but the voluntarily listen to Master Cheng Yan's teachings. They know that they heard that there are restaurants because they don't have enough the customers, clients, so they have to close down. I can't bear to see my friend who is the owner of the restaurant. The restaurant had to shut down because they don't have enough customer because the pandemic lockdown. People are afraid to go out. So I talked to many Xinguang Hospital that close to my home and to the hospital staff, and also there are the police stations and the firefighter station. They all of them they need lunch boxes. And so I talked to them. All of them they order lunch boxes, but all of them are order non-vegetarian lunch box. And every meal, many lives were killed just because we wanted the animal as our food. So we sacrifice animals' life for our own for the diet of ourselves. It is really harmful to the environment and to our health. So I talked to these the frontline medical clinic and hospital, and also police station, and also to the firefighter station. I asked my friend, the owner of the restaurant, they cook vegetarian meals hundreds every day. And I appreciate these couples, the owners of the restaurant, their children, their son, and their the staff and the cook in the restaurant. They work very hard to cook very tasty vegetarian meals. And even many cook, they went through difficult times to cook vegetarian meals because they didn't have enough experience. And after they learned how to cook, went through the growing pan of cooking vegetarian food, we could learn their experience. And let's listen to their sharing. Listen to this. Dear Dharma Master Cheng Yan and dear Chiji family around the globe, good day. I'm Zhu Manin from Beiping Jinzhu Restaurant. And it's an experience for us to transform our restaurant, money-making restaurant, to a vegetarian restaurant. When I always chanted to Buddha in the second floor, but on the first floor where I still kill animals for food. I order every day. I order the food for ingredients for tomorrow's cooking. I always order like a whole three, for example, 3 chicken, whole chicken, or pig, or lamb, and fish. And I feel disturbing and struggle. My heart were always up and down when I chanted to Buddha. I'm still killing animal for the food. My heart could not go get ease because I at the same time killing and chanting to Buddha. There's no love, true love in my heart. I talked to my husband. At first, my husband rejected my suggestion to turn our restaurant into a vegetarian restaurant, and we are afraid to lose our customers. And now my husband hoped that we could delay the I could delay the transforming our restaurant into a vegetarian restaurant. And my mother-in-law was very ill, and my husband thought that maybe because we keep killing the animals, we don't accumulate positive energy in our home and restaurant. So he finally made a big decision that he shut down the door of our restaurant. And we shut down the door of our restaurant, and we study and work very hard and learn how to cook vegetarian meal. And finally, we open up the door of our restaurant as a vegetarian restaurant. My mother-in-law finally passed away. She didn't have to suffer anymore. But the customers who came to our restaurant, our old customers who came to our restaurant, they didn't even take a look at our new menu. They order like before. They want a duck, they want fish, they want pig, they want chicken. And we told them that we already transformed our restaurant into a vegetarian restaurant. And we got all kinds of complaints from our old customers. And sister and brothers of Tzu Chi, we appreciate all of them and came to our restaurant to dine in our restaurant to support us. And finally, our business now it's improving and it's stabilizing. Our the staff in our restaurant, they were very touched to see how we overcome obstacles to transform our regular restaurant into a vegetarian restaurant. We during the pandemic lockdown, where our family members, 4 of us, we made vow to offer over 100 vegetarian boxes to help Tzu Chi promoting vegetarian diet. Every day, over 100 vegetarian boxes to help to support the medical staff who are at the front line to battle with the pandemic virus. And I am grateful that I have this opportunity to help out the medical team to fight with the virus.
And Venerable Master Cheng Yen and the masters from the abode, and everybody in the world, good day. And I am also talking about okay, my affinity turning from meat diet to vegetarian diet. And it's been the 11th year that I adopted vegetarianism. And because of my mother's illness, I felt that we can collect blessings in hope that we can beg for like my mommy's health, right? But I didn't know anything about vegetarianism. I only know about the vegetables and the tofu. And I have more than 20 employees with me. So what can they do if I turn from like a meat diet into vegetarian diets, right? And my employees were never confident, okay, about me when I decided to adopt vegetarianism, okay? But they were so nice because they didn't leave me, and they accepted like my like a salary with a 50% deduction. And my chef was really wonderful that he got online and collect all the recipes, I mean vegetarian recipes, to make my food delicious. And he faced a lot of challenges. And of course, like my customers didn't like my dishes originally, and some of them were picky, and they said that they didn't want the processed food. With my mom's like health worsening, I also learn about what like Earth Bodhisattva said, and I know that I must turn from meat diet into vegetarianism, and that is therefore the reason I closed my restaurant, and I decided to open a new restaurant selling vegetarian dishes. And I recall that when I sold like meat dishes, and my employees just says that, okay, go and find my owner. This is his business. Okay, I didn't want to kill you. And they say this to the pigs and the fishes and all the seafood. And all the images were really, really impressive in my mind. And also, let's talk about my roast ducks, and they are wonderful. And I could just sell like more than 10 of the roasted ducks a day. But I earned money, but I didn't sleep well. So I didn't know like how my retribution would be like. I'm sorry. And this is his first time doing a presentation, and you will know how prepared he is. I was really looking forward to the opening of my vegetarian restaurant. So I told my wife that my business would just go up. Okay. And before, I was not happy at all because, I sold meat, and meat comes from animal lives, right? So I earned money and I didn't feel any happy. Therefore, I made up my mind and I opened up a new restaurant, vegetarian restaurant. The second day after my opening of the restaurant, my mom passed away peacefully. Thank you. And from their presentations that we learned that things would not go really smoothly, although you were determined to do something. And it was really difficult. Okay, and it was not smooth, right? Okay, and my two friends, right, they don't only promote vegetarianism, they also promote vegetarianism when they are driving, and you could see, the posters, and you will see the text, on their car, then you will know that how determined they are in the promotion of vegetarianism. And do you know how cute like Tzu Chi volunteers are? And maybe it is because it was wonderful and delicious, and this is really special. So the food was really popular. So now, that whenever, the restaurant opens, and Tzu Chi volunteers would just take turns and order box lunches, in their restaurants. And now all the volunteers afterwards got like 10% off, right? And now I am so touched that, during the pandemic, business going down, and they still send like 100 free box lunches every day to doctors and nurses, right? I recall my memory that, more than 20 years ago, when I went back from Australia with my family in Hualien, and we met Master Zheng Yuan. And I still remember I went back to Hualien for 4 days and 3 nights. And after that, my husband and my daughters told me that the Master Zheng Yuan's Taiwanese language was not understood by us, right? We didn't know what Master Zheng Yuan was talking about, but we felt Master Zheng Yuan's Taiwanese, is really, really smooth, and her voice sounded beautiful, and they were impressed. But 10 years passed, and they now became Tzu Chi volunteers. So time fried, and we really need time, until the affinity ripens. So here is my husband and I, and we were in like a Jing Si abode. And we also share, the same Bodhisattva path, and we are beside Master Zheng Yuan. Then we are the first generation of her disciples. How lucky we are. Wherever we go, then we also do the cooking job in Japan. Let me tell you, my husband never cooked anything in my kitchen at home. But he does this in Tzu Chi, and I don't know what he can do. And he washes the lips, as you can see in the pictures, which he never does at home. And he also like clean the toilets, in Jing Si Hou and abode. And I asked him like, why you do such things in Tzu Chi and you never do anything for me at home? And he says that he does this at Jing Si Hou and abode because the people would just get touched, but you will never be touched by me. And he does this, and he can encourage more people to do this. And I say, sure, no problem. And when we were in Japan, we also do the relief, aid retributions in Japan, and we go to the like a terminal cancer like units in Japan, and we took care of the children who were in their final stage of cancer. And I am, in charge of taking care of the children, and my husband served as a translator, and they, and he really had a very wonderful communication skills, right? And here we serve, everywhere, whenever we have time, wherever we go. And it is how we walk on the Bodhisattva path, right? And today my topic is my choice, right? And I want to say that if I had not, made up the right mind, and I would not have all the sharings with you today. And in 1963, when Master Zheng Yuan was in Linji Temple, and she also made a choice that she chose Yin Sun, okay, Master Yin Sun as her teacher. How wise she was. And a lot of masters at that time said to Master Zheng Yun that we got so many monks and they were so reputed, but why did you just choose a Master Yin Sun? Okay. And now we know that the Master Zheng Yun is really a wise person, right? I can choose my parents, I can choose my children, but let me tell you, I can choose my teacher teaching us how to be wise, and that is Master Zheng Yun. So I am so honored and I am so proud to be her disciple. And in 1966, Master Zheng Yun also made a choice. And she also made a choice because, Master Yin Sun, Master Zheng Yun's teacher, wanted her to go to Taipei with her because Master Yin Sun was in Taipei at that time. And he said that, okay, he didn't want Master Zheng Yun to have such a tough life, difficult life. Therefore, okay, Master Yin Sun in Taipei hoped that the Master Zheng Yun could just, go to Jiayi for him. And Master Zheng Yun could not disobey her teacher's order. And finally, Master Zheng Yun made her important choice, not by not going to Jiayi, and instead she stayed in Hualien because of her 30 disciples' request. And because of her choices, then Master Zheng Yun therefore established the Tzu Chi Foundation, and therefore we're here, and therefore we can just learn the Dharma and the Buddha's teaching from Master Zheng Yun. That is our wisdom teacher. Okay, and I say that maybe, okay, we also owe something. We also owe a lot to all the sentient beings, although we are now vegetarians. Okay, so I don't know how much we owe to all the sentient beings, but I just say that we have to do our best and do good deeds to everybody who need us, right? And we also have to spread the Master Zheng Yun's Dharma anytime, anywhere. Well, Jia Ying is always with her husband, and I also believe that if she didn't choose, okay, she didn't make up her mind, she didn't make, her choice, and therefore today we can just see her, and she is happy today, as you can see, okay, and she is happy with her husband doing good deeds in the crowd, and actually her husband is the biggest supporter. Okay, when she is doing all the Tzu Chi jobs, all the Tzu Chi voluntary jobs, only because of her love. Okay, and let's show our great big hand and respect to all the vegetarians and the two restaurants owners here. And now we can see a friend from Japan. And her name is Kushimo Kumi from Japan. And she says that wherever love is, there's love, and wherever, okay, we need you. And Jia Ying and her husband is always there with us. And this is a message from Japan. Thank you. So we really need your encouragement, and please like us and leave us messages if you feel anything here. And today I'm so deeply touched by the two restaurant owners that turn from meat diet into vegetarian diet, and I am so touched by them. Okay, so please give us your love by sending us your messages, all right? And tell us how you feel, okay? And all the grannies and the grandpas here, okay? And please, take a look at the gifts here, okay? And if you were here with us in Kaohsiung today, then you will have this gift, okay? And wonderful gift for you, right? Okay, again, where there is love and there is like Jia Ying, and she stayed in Australia and she also stayed in the United States, right? And today, okay, she is here with us and she accompanied all the volunteers here, and she is also sharing something very, very touching with us, right? So today, how wonderful the affinity is today, right? And here on the stage, are her wonderful friends, right? And here is Bao Yun, her friend, okay? And here is Jin Xiu, okay? And she is a certified volunteer, and Qiu is from Thailand. And it is also my donating volunteer here. And she is my donating volunteer from Australia, okay? And you were, in the mask, so I can just recognize you. So how wonderful our affinity is again. And all because of our correct choice, right? Okay. Okay, so please, okay, give us a thumb and like us by sending us the messages wherever you are, okay? And here, do you know that? Do you think that, all around us are the benefactors, right? Okay. And manufacturers are people who do something, who say something, and therefore encourage or inspire us, right? Okay. So, if you wanted to buy some like a food or a box of lunch, okay, from the two owners' restaurant, okay, be sure to go and promote vegetarianism. Thank you very much. Okay, right. Okay, right. So again, when we make the right choice, then the right path, it is the Bodhisattva path. Then we therefore can do things right, and we can eat right, and we can follow the right person, and our body and our mind can be on the correct path, right? And now let's follow Master Cheng Yan's footprint wherever we are. We are in Kaohsiung, you are in Australia, Master Cheng Yan is in Hualien. We are not biologically like relatives, but actually we are Dharma relatives, right? And we are named Tzu Chi volunteers, all right? Okay, thank you very much. So, okay.
这边的说河北南访说好久未能上线参加读书会，错过精彩无数。今天巧有因缘上线，心情有些小激动，还在徘徊几周，不管周几都很感恩，因缘不可思议。爬楼看讯息才知道网络
Okay, so that's read the feedback from the Malaysia. This is sister from Malaysia, and also from Xinxiang in Malaysia. Sister Ya Ying, they share their love to the community, and they are the model of ourselves. So what if you give us the feedback, actually those are the very good effect to our lectures and our speakers. And I've seen the people who suffered from the disasters. It was very touched. Those are the proof of the Tzu Chi love. Very thankful for everyone's feedback. So this time, the Japanese translation team also worked very, very hard. We heard the book guide from Sister Ding Xueyu. That was very touching, and those the feedback. After she wrote very fast after hearing the guide, and a very admirer of Sister Xueyu. Yes, a lot of people are admired Sister Xueyu, and also Sister Zifang said that, and Sister, our volunteers hold one of the grandma from their heart. Those the picture, the scene was very touched. So I like to hi, thank you, welcome the grandma coming from other city to Kaohsiung for the winter. Hope that you can come to the place here, and then we can say hello to you. Those are a lot of feedback. Your feedback are were all important to us. My daughter was one of the feedbacks, said that Sister Jingshu, your daughter, I said your daughter was in Bangkok in Thailand, and she was 7 years old at that time. Oh, wow. So we can see her on the screen, and also next week we will invite Ban, who is a writer, illustrator. She will come to Jingsi Kaohsiung online study group here and share her new book. One of the other volunteers have bought a lot of books that will share to the people coming for the next week. So thank you for her. Sorry. Okay. So the screen, we can see on the screen why we've seen these pictures on the screen. Those are the picture. Those are the team of our translation from different language, but all the pictures has the same point. Has the same thing, is that one of the volunteers is shown on different pictures. Who is the Sister Peng Qiuyu, sorry. So she said that she did the fine art editing by herself, and she did the fine art editing for her feedback. So she wrote very clearly for the vice vice chairman of the hospital, Dr. Luo. So you can see her feedback and understand what the Dr. Luo said at that time. So thank you, Sister Peng Qiuyu and her team. So let's welcome her. Thank you, Teacher Mei Yun. Yes, you can talk. Master Zhen Yan and brother and sisters from all over the world, and I have a lot of roles today. I'm one of the cheer squad of Ya-Ying, Sister Ya-Ying, and I also the fine art editor of Kaohsiung Online Study Group. My name is Peng Qiuyu. I'm a Jingsi Disciples from Thailand. Because of the COVID-19, I came back I came back to Taiwan since last March, and I was very grateful that last November I have the opportunity to come to Kaohsiung Online Study Group. I put all my heart, devote all my heart, all myself, encouraging people to be vegetarian at that time. So I shared the topic, you can be vegetarian. And I was recruited by teacher Mei Yun, even though I was old and had presbyopia, contract and floaters. I started to take responsibility to do fine art editing for the positive feedback of Kaohsiung Online Study Group. Since then, I've already collected and edited more than 260,000 words. So I proofreading, and I also polish the words and then upload and to the Jingsi Heartland, and I made those words to beautiful poster. So you can log on the Jingsi Heartland and go to the figures at those times, the chapter of figures at those times. I've already finished, already done over 300 web pages. And I also will upload those information and those data to the cloud drive of Tzu Chi. So on this 23rd October this year, Master wished the Kaohsiung Study Online Group to move forward from oral interpretation to written translation. So I've heard teacher Mei said that now there are more than 14 languages. There are more and more volunteers and join in the written translation and of over 14 languages. And because of the loading I'm not be able to do by myself. So I'm very thankful and very grateful that there are two young people who can join this editing group from Thailand, who are brother Huang Shaoguang and Chen Kuan. So if anyone who know people who have the talents of editing or fine art editing, then please let us know. Actually, now I am so old that I can't have the discount for the elderlies, but Master always told us if we do not take the opportunities or hold on to the opportunities to do good deeds, to store and accumulate the good karma, then we will still lose. I will still lose my eyesight as time goes by. And Master she always described volunteers. Every volunteers of Tzu Chi is just like a light box, who will glowing dimly. But if a light bug is only can have the shimmer or glow dimly, but if there are more and more light bugs, then we will have we'll have more bright and have more light. So the Master always said that we need to use the technology, but not be used by the technology. So no matter what I've done, I always hope that after my editing or then everyone can use my poster, that you can use your one finger to spread the Tzu Chi's path with more people. So hope everyone can be a light bulb. Then use your dimly shimmer, then share your light with all over the world. Hope that everyone can use your hands with this big, giving me this big applaud. Then please use those hands to write the feedback, and then I can have the opportunities to help you and to edit your feedback and then share with more and more people. So I was so touched by everyone sharing. I didn't know at Malaysia. I didn't know at Malaysia. I didn't know that she will come, and she didn't know I will come. So we met each other at that time. So I was very. She told me that she was very touched because I called her name. Because at that time we didn't we are not so familiar with each other, but you called my name, and I told her maybe that's the reason why I call your name, because this is the karma, this is the seed that for us that we can work together right now, as work together on the Kaohsiung Online Study Group. So let's welcome our team, and then we will work hard. Okay, let's work together. Let's put on your mask. So let's wash your hands. We need to. So let's work out and do the exercise with our volunteers. Remember, do not touch anything. You need to wash your hands with 7 steps. When you need to put on your mask when there are a lot of people, and also in the indoors. And if you didn't use the mask, please fold it and then put into your pocket, and don't touch anything. Do not forget the 7 steps of washing your hands. Bow, but not shake hands. And then you can protect yourself and other people. Turn on the water and then wash your hand and then wipe it clean. So wash your hand before you eat, and wash your hand after staying home. Do not forget 7 steps of washing hands. Put on your mask. You fold it, and do not. A big hand.
乖乖的放口袋书包，眼耳口鼻不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸，不乱摸。洗手记得7步骤，内外夹攻大力丸。耶！给自己一个掌声。做好事，我们也需要有一个健康的身体，一起来做推动。接下来，我们一起来勤练健身操，来踏步踏步，跟着我。 踏起您的脚步，跟我一起来，来，拳头上下，拳头上下，加油加油，动起来，来，往上，往上，手举高，手举高，力量加倍，准备交叉打开，内外内外
Let's work, exercise with our team again. This is the exercise of your whole body, and you will have a healthy life.
加油加油！单边平举。全靠勤练健身操，身心才健康。准备勾手勾手，一起勾手。日夜帮人忙。单边平举。全靠勤练健身操，心宽精神爽。好，来跑步，1、2、3、4、5、6，换边。 再2个，再1个，来闪亮，光照万物，万物生，再1圈，光照身体，再来画大圆，圆月亮，圆月亮，月亮出来，再1个
，just like sun and the moon.
再1圈
Everyone, you need to exercise yourself, and then you will have a better mood and have a better life. So take a deep breath. I'll give you. So if I say 1E, then you say H. I said you say ha. Let's. If I say 1, 2, 3, ha.
好，各位大家，现在1分钟要考你动动脑，跟着我，我说1，你说呵，1、2、1。
So if I say e e e e e e, and you say huh. We did great job? Oh yes, that means good. Thank you. Sit down, please, and sit down slowly. Hope we will have a healthy body. Thank you, everyone.
感谢大家，谢谢。好，热烈掌声。好，慢慢坐下，慢慢坐下。好，远方也一直呵，希望我们大家身体健康，呵。
Okay, thank you again for the activity team. Give us this great and positive energies. So now let me respond to some feedback that we just received. And we have the feedback from my mom and saying that promoting a vegetarian diet is great and transform his restaurant into a vegetarian diet is very impressed. And there is a wish, there is a will, and there always is a power. And appreciate the volunteer Yaying and Zhiying's sharing. And we have a feedback from Japan. And then they say that every time when Yaying and Zhiying come back to Japan, they always give us their many positive energies. And both of the volunteers, they are so compassionate and very kind. So they send greetings to Yaying and Zhiying. It's so amazing. So we will summarize all the feedback we received. And now we go into the next section, and we're going to share with you for those feedbacks that we received from mainland China. And he said that when I heard sharing from volunteer Zhu Jingcai, And when I heard his story mentioned, talking about the poor people in Zimbabwe, they have to eat the termites to survive. It was really heartbreaking, and to realize how lucky we are. And also we heard from the volunteer from mainland China. She said that this is her first time to join online study group. And then we have the feedback from Wang Hui. And she said that she was inspired by the volunteer Wang Boyuan's sharing about the power of emotional quotient. And she said that the high EQ always can be practiced. And people with a high IQ will have a more strong immunity, more happier, and more efficient, more confident. And there's a feedback was saying that every story that we heard from Tzu Chi volunteer, they're always inspiring and encouraging. And those feedbacks are from Sichuan province, from Chongqing. Because we are pressed for the time, so we will just skip this section, and now we're going to call out to the volunteer in mainland China. So this video is telling us Tzu Chi's effort in Heilongjiang, where it's located in the northeast of mainland China. This grandpa is one of Tzu Chi's care recipients. And because of Tzu Chi's love and caring, actually we inspired the grandpa's heart. And he said that Tzu Chi is really very kind to me. He is a shepherd. Although we were not there, but from the video that we can realize and we can learn that Tzu Chi's effort. And now from the screen you can see this speaker who sits on the wheelchair. He is a brother of the victim from the tour bus accident happened in Taiwan 2016. And he was sending greetings to the volunteers in Taoyuan through internet. Yeah, his family, his brother died during the tour bus accident in Taiwan in 2016. Everything's a Tzu Chi volunteers paying care and love to him. So he expressed his gratitude to the volunteers in Taiwan. So Tzu Chi's love never discontinued. We provide our love everywhere. So now let's say the password and to welcome the next speaker. So I'd like to stay with you because you have positive energy. So now we are going to welcome He Xueping and Zhang Xuefeng. Okay, now you may start to do your sharing. You can start to do your sharing. So, dear Master Zheng Yan and every volunteer in the world, today I'm going to share a story about the life transformation from a volunteer, Zhang Xuefeng. Zhang Xuefeng grew up in a countryside. He liked to study, but he was asked to help to raise his younger brother after he graduated from the high school. To make the living, he self-studied Chinese medicine by himself. and opened a therapy shop to provide a massage service. But because of the poor management, the shop couldn't make both ends meet. And because of the unhealthy diet, and because he felt very stressful, he had developed diabetes unexpectedly. When we are busy for the year-end blessing ceremony in 2019, we didn't see his wife, Sun Hua, around. And then we realized later that she had to look after his husband, Zhang Xuefeng. So when our volunteer, Tian Shizhen, paid a visit to Zhang and indicated that this could be a symptom of diabetes, he needed to go to the hospital immediately. So everything's in earlier February, every month there were about 20 volunteers. We provide assistance in transportation and the treatment arrangement and take Zhang to the hospital. So because of Ciji's love and care, and Zhang and his wife work very hard to overcome the difficulties in their life. So even Zhang Xuefeng was an inpatient in the hospital, he still studied very hard by himself about the Chinese medicine knowledge. So you can see that we sent him some living material and a wheelchair and help the family through the difficulty of his life. So after a few months, his health condition is getting better, and he went to a volunteer-run clinic to practice what he had learned about the Chinese medicine. And during this period of time, he joined Ciji activity. He's doing the recycling work. He paid a visit to other care recipients. So this totally changed his mind and totally transformed his life. He made the vow that he wants to be a doctor. So by the end of 2019, he and his family expressed his gratitude and sent greetings to Master Cheng Yen through internet. So even during the COVID-19, we encourage them to listen to Dharma teaching mindfully and diligently. So in August of 2020, he finally passed the National Chinese Medicine Physician Test, and now he is a certified doctor. So now he provides his profession to the patient. And so every day he can help about 20 patients. And he not only he work at the hospital, but also he also paid a visit to the other care recipients and look after those care recipients' health, and even look after the volunteers' health. And now let's welcome volunteer Zhang Xuefeng to introduce himself and his past experience. Today I feel very grateful that I have this opportunity to do my sharing on the online study group. I would like to express my gratitude to my wife and the volunteer Ran Xijiang, as well as a doctor and all the Ciji volunteers. After going through this impermanence, I realized that the great love I received from Ciji really helped us a lot. They spent 2 years helping me. Not only do I suffer the illness, my kids ran away from home, and my parents passed away one after another. And my family has no income because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But fortunately, we met Tzu Chi and we learned from Master Cheng Yen. I'm very grateful nowadays. I can make a good use of my life. And I still remember, like I saved 2 persons' lives on the train. Now I will be more diligently, and I will look at things at the private side. I make the vow, like I and my wife Songhua will be more mindfully and diligently in walking on the right path and doing a contribution. So hopefully to inspire and recruit more people to join us to spread love. This is our sharing. Thank you for your listening. So thank you. Thank you, and we will show our very best wishes to all of you. It's a very touching story. So, Tzu Chi's love is everywhere. So now we're going to the next section. The main character, a doctor from Tzu Chi Hospital.
这样子的一个温暖的一个陪伴的故事哈，所以再次见证，就是上人的金丝弟子呢，无论在哪里，就是人在哪里，爱在哪里。
And let's welcome our next speaker. He is from Taichung City Hospital. He is a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. And from UK, Sister Yao Hua, she is the editor for the poster, to edit the poster for Doctor. And let's take a look at this doctor. He uses scientific method to promote a vegetarian diet. And he knows how to take your pulse. And he used the how to promote the vegetarian diet using Facebook. He say he need to pass out the positive energy through Facebook. And he is young, but very energetic and also very full of love. We'll take a look at the videos about him. And he went out to do to home visit for patients who are not able to go to the outpatient center. And thus, for this elder residents patient, he has a soreness and weakness in his limbs, and so he's alone at home, and he has a lot of chronic disease, and also he was not able to walk. So every week, a doctor went to visit him to give him a proper care through acupuncture and Chinese medicine. And he is Dr. Zheng Yizhe. He's very patient and very full of love. And he used his medical profession to accompany patients. And let's give a big hand to welcome Dr. Zheng Yizhe from Taichung City Hospital. He is a very heartwarming person. You will be able to feel his personality. It's very rare to see a doctor so gentle and so heartwarming and was a very professional medical techniques and knowledge. And let's give a big hand to welcome Dr. Zheng. Dear Dharma Master Zheng, dear Zhi family, and dear online study group family member and audience, I am a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. I was born in 1976. Next month, I will be 46 years old. I was a Chinese medicine is a very very old Chinese medicine practice. And they used to be in the old times, in old Chinese, there was an antechamber doctor. They sit in the clinic to diagnose, and in the back of the chamber, there are like pharmacies. They give out Chinese herbs medicine. And there's another kind of traditional Chinese medicine doctor. They roaming many places. They have to carry their luggage, and they have to they also have to carry their Chinese medicine and also the tools for the cupping therapy and for the acupuncture. So we used to and this in the old days at traditional Chinese doctor, they have the gourd they use the gourd to carry their Chinese doctor. And so people are always wonder what's in the gourd, because we cannot see through the gourd. And the next, and how do we know that how do we tell the patients that doctor's here? We need to have a sign up to show to the people, that show to the public that there's a doctor here, because we are not because the doctors are not sitting in the clinic. So the doctor sitting in the clinic and doctor who's roaming around, they are different kinds of medical practitioner. And when I graduated from the medical school, I wonder whether I want to become I want to work for hospital or I want to work for a clinic. I thought that if I work for a clinic, a small clinic, I can get close to people and my neighbors. And when I work for hospital, I will be able to see a lot of patients with various symptoms. So I choose to work for a Tzu Chi hospital. I thought that I work for a big hospital. I will not be able to get closer to my neighbors. But I'm so glad that I work for Tzu Chi hospital, because I am not sitting in a prominent position to get away from the patient and the neighbors. We every year at our anniversary, we have to go out to the community to serve the people, offering our medical knowledge and service to the residents. And every year, and we in the anniversary, we also need to help clean the house of the care recipients of Tzu Chi Foundation, and also we need to visit Tzu Chi recycling station to take care of the recycling volunteer too. And the next year, year 2016, we also give them tell them share the medical knowledge with our volunteer. And also our superintendent, Dr. Jan, every year at the Doctor's Day, he did not give us any bonus. He gave us the spiritual bonus, taking us to people who are suffering at home. They are not able to visit the outpatient center. We need to offer our medical service to the people who are not able to come out to outpatient center. And we always have a very busy calendar in our Chinese medicine department. We even started offering our medical service in the parking lot, and also teach our community residents how to exercise by, for example, the Chinese traditional exercise, 8 brocades exercise. And our busy schedule, you may see from the screen that we teach the residents in our community how to take good care of themselves by teach them exercise, and also we teach them how to choose a vegetarian diet with nutritious food. We share nutrition knowledge with the residents, and also we need to share more medical knowledge with volunteers, because they will be able to use all the knowledge to take good care of the residents in the community. When I learned from my experience what to do the right thing, or to do the right thing is very important. And in the Lisan area, after the severe earthquake in 1999, Lisan became an isolated island within Taiwan, inland Taiwan. And if they have a severe illness, they need to go to the hospital. They need to travel from the mountainside to travel down to visit the doctor in the hospital. It takes 4 hours for them, because the transportation was not very convenient after the earthquake struck in central Taiwan. So Dr. Superintendent took us to Lisan to offer our medical service. And we also apply for they will be able to get the medical insurance, even if we offer the home visit to the people who are not able to visit a hospital. They are still able to get the health insurance from our health bureau. And when we visit when we do the home visit, it's very easy to take an initial expiration, but you want to insist on your initial expiration, and also you do the right thing and in a proper way is not easy, because you need people's effort to join their heart together. I learned so much to work with various volunteers with various backgrounds. We need to work, unite our heart together. And there's in 2015, there's rumors about Tzu Chi land development in Neihu. And there was a rumor online that I see, a rumor about that a person who is forced to donate to Tzu Chi. I use my own Facebook that I need to clear this rumor. There's no one is able to force anyone to donate even a penny to Tzu Chi. Tzu Chi donating members, they have love. They want to help this community, their own neighbors. That's the reason to encourage them to make donation to Tzu Chi, not because anyone to donate, to make donation to Tzu Chi. And also there's a rumor about Tzu Chi Taichung Hospital. I also clear this rumor about Tzu Chi Taichung Hospital. So at that year, in the year 2015, when people are spreading the rumors, I decided to start my commissioner trainings as an official certified Tzu Chi volunteer, because I work for Tzu Chi. I know Tzu Chi, but I want to know more. I want to learn more how to love my own the residents in my own community. I want to learn Master Cheng Yen's wisdom. So I registered for the commissioner training, and now I became a certified commissioner training. And we are able, and I am so glad that Master Cheng Yen made the decision to purchase the BNT vaccine for Taiwanese residents. And every one of us, we are able to make contribution to help ourselves and our family and people who we care by making donation to purchase BNT vaccine.
And this is something that we have to do right now. And here I promote also vegetarianism. And this is really fundamental that we have to reduce our consumption on meat productions. And number three, and we witness the suffering, and we know we are blessed. And Tzu Chi Hospital always wants us to just do the house cleaning, okay, for patients' home, not because that we do a great job, but because that we have to witness the sufferings. After I received the training program, and I also participated in free clinics. And what happened in 2004, all right? And we know that, okay, we just built the great village, a great love of villages for Sri Lanka, like victims after their tsunami disasters. And okay, now we witness that the big trees were also there, and the Great Love villages is also kind of a wonderful place to live, and the like residents living there like owns like everything. Okay, and here it is kind of beautiful view. And at a very small corner that I witnessed a corner, and you see the picture right here, and you see this house looks really so much like the Jinse abode in Hualien, right? And come on, this is really something that catches my attention, right? I think that this is the way they show their respect toward Master Zheng Yan. And I also like perform like a terminology that I take care of people's wounds, okay, after the disaster. And here, I also had a help, hand from a nurse in Sri Lanka. And actually, she is not a nurse yet. She is a medical student in Sri Lanka. And on the third day of the clinic, and the free clinic, she asked me something. And she asked me these questions, and she's asked that, okay, doctor, why is acupuncture efficient? Why does acupuncture works, right? And come on, this was really a tough question for me. Therefore, I didn't speak wonderful English. Therefore, I wrote it. And I say a balanced muscle tone, okay, is the same, okay, uncovered, okay. No, I'm sorry. And even wells are the natural cause at the social problem. That's our job. Okay, so what I mean is that, okay, why acupuncture works, because it is not only prevent you from the pain, but also it helps, okay, the muscle tone. Okay, you stretch your muscle by acupuncture, and therefore it reduces your pain, right? Well, and this is a society, I have to say, this is kind of unbalanced, okay? And we have to teach the rich and save the poor. And here in the picture, standing by me, okay, the girl is a medical student, and she stands out and help their own people, okay, who are suffering. And this is what free clinic is all about. And I really learned so much, okay, from the free clinic. I go there, I help people, but actually I learned the most, okay? And I really enjoy the feeling. And within the 2 years, right, if we don't go there and offer free clinics, and what can the patient there do, okay? And they need us, and also I need them. And the next year, I'm so lucky that I also participated in the free clinic in Mozambique, and we really do something, okay, with all the staff, the patients there. And I also found a great affinity with the Tzu Chi volunteers there. And they are so precious because, under such a tough environment, and then they stand up, okay, and they help them, okay, and help the people who are in need, right? So they are so diligent. So after I come back to Taiwan, and therefore I read on something, okay, after I came back from Mozambique, I said acupuncture and cupping, and why do they work? And because we just apply some like outer like interruption and the disruptions, and help okay people's like a body, and it creates like a physical restoration, okay. So this is a kind of small stimulation, okay, just like me. I go there and do some relief jobs in foreign countries, and I do my own best to relieve, okay, and to leave the stimulation for them to just receive my great love, and they can also be inspired and do something by themselves, right? So we leave them not only the medical care, but also the seeds of love, right? Okay, and it is the volunteer in the pictures that is in the Tzu Chi uniform, and she like steadfastly like stands there safeguarding their own people. And do you know that how decent she is, right? And she's standing there, and she is so wonderful there, okay? And right here, and now let's come back to the Chinese medicine in Taiwan. And I think my mission is that I have to walk to people's home, and I have to help people in need. Okay, and Superintendent Jan just took us and walked to patient's home and send love. I mean, send there's like a medical service to them. Okay, and all I want is to help them stand up. And I apply always methods, okay, like incense stick, moxibustion, okay, and I bring all the tools and that send, okay, all the medical care and the love to patients' home, especially to like patients who live alone, okay, and like people who live alone, they have the rings, okay, if they need help, and the ring will be, you know, will be in use, right? Okay, but actually, you know, this is just for a part of their needs, right? But I think that they also need our help, right? Okay, and in this picture, then you see the feet of one grandpa who suffer from diabetes. Okay, and I just wonder like why his trauma is so serious and they just never got well, and I just deeply checked it. Okay, and I applied laser acupuncture and some other like treatments, and he just recovered just really soon. Okay, and now he could just do some exercise. Okay, and I want him to do exercise in because you know I'm worried that he may suffer from sarcopenia. Okay, and I don't want him to also buy the medicines from the pirate video stations, right? Because they're illegal. Okay, I think this is something that our like a senior citizen would do in Taiwan. Okay, they would just buy some like illegal medicines and spend a lot of money, but they just don't want to come here to the hospital and receive our care. Okay, and this is the concept that we must deliver, okay, to people, okay, who come to us, right? I think that these are the programs and the projects that we have been launching, okay, within this year's, right? Okay, and we also go to like we also wanted to promote such idea to Taichung Tzu hospitals, right? Because this is a very different hospital, okay, and we promote like Master Zhen's ideas, okay, and I want people to feel our love, and I want to also know not only their syndrome, not only what they need, okay, against their like ailment. We want to know also their family background so that we know how to exactly help them from such diseases and such poor conditions here. Okay, all right, and I have a wish. I hope that we really have plenty of Chinese like herbal doctors in Taiwan. And if each of our doctors can just serve in the like environmental recycling stations or any like long-term care spots there, and I'm sure that all the senior citizens in Taiwan would have a happy life hereafter, right? I think this is really helpful, okay, to all the senior citizens, and this is what I hope, right? Okay, so okay, if you really have further questions, and you can come to me, and you can also leave a message like on my Facebook, right? And next year, the year to come will be okay, the year of tiger. So this year is the ox year. So what is an ox and what is a cow? Okay, what is a cow or ox doing? Okay, and they walk slowly. Okay, they walk steadfastly, and we also do this into like a patient home, and we really want to provide our love, okay, and I really want them to be happy and healthy. Okay, if all the senior citizens just cannot walk out to our clinics, and therefore we have to walk in and help them and provide our service and the love to them. So now I don't want our doctors to just sit in a clinic and provide our medical care. I think we can do something more. Thank you very much. Well, I think when patients meet him, and they are absolutely be cured. Come on, we have a super handsome doctor here, and he's super energetic, and we can really apply all the Dharma on him, right? Let's say I like to be with you because you have a positive energy. Really. all the instructors and all the doctors here, okay, then I think our oral interpreters are also concentrating on how to translate like your languages, right? Okay, oral interpreters not only have to listen to what you are talking about, but also, okay, interpret like what you are saying, right? Well, I think either, give us like a written transcript, and all the interpreters, of course, do their best as the preparation. So this is a wonderful presentation, okay? And today, of course, I know you are wonderful, but after I hear you like a presentation, I am sure you are not only wonderful, you are more than wonderful. Thank you very much, right? Okay. And here, our colleagues and our volunteers today, and we are going to promote our Jinshi herbal tea. Okay, this is the drop. Okay, the herbal drop, right? Okay, so I promote this here. And if you are here in the Jinshi bookstore, then you can just purchase them right here, right now. And if not, then maybe you can purchase it the next time when you have a chance to come over to our Jinshi bookstore. Okay, and I'm so grateful that we have wonderful products, and of course we have wonderful doctors and wonderful presenters, so we feel very healthy, right? So all the senior citizens here, and do you feel happy and do you feel healthy now? Of course you are, right? Thank you very much, Ita. Thank you so much. And so for the final unit, and it is when entrepreneurs comes together with Jinshi.
对对啊，有些过去，来直接请说，嘿，这是情根福田主题乐，好，请说。
Here's our master concept aboard and all Tzu memories. I'm from Tzu Gangshan. In this dream, masters from Jinshi aboard said that we are shortage of the raw materials because of the pandemic. And after looking to the market, two of the ingredients of Jinshi herbal tea, Oya potato and fish wool, are insufficient, and the price at the market was sold. And we are learned from the history of building up Tzu hospitals and schools of medicine. So we seize the moment and the affinities to do and to give. So we respond to master's request, and we will try to plant the herbs at Tzu Gangshan campus. If it succeeds, then we can promote to all Tzu branches in Taiwan to offer the Jinshi herbal tea production. So we truly appreciate its good effect to spread out all the Tzu branches in Taiwan for the volunteers to try to plant the herbs. And there were challenges in planting herbs during the pandemic. And all the volunteers in Gangshan areas worked together to complete this task in terms, and also thanks to the honorary board team. Brother Huang and Shu, they accompanied us and taught us how to grow herbs well. until now. They also try to promote tree planting and afforestation and protect the earth. Every third Saturday, monthly, they also did the enterprises to participate our activities of maintain trees, weeding, and enjoy the farming fun. And you are more than welcome to view the pink shower trees in blossom next March. Those trees were our honorary board team have spared no effort in growing those trees. So welcome to enjoy the flowers next March. Thank you. Here, Sama Master at both and all city family. Good day. And I'm Fang Nanzi. Thank you to our brother and sisters invitation that the contact window between the Gangshan Tree Maintenance and honorary board team. I was born and raised in farming family. So I have little memory of farming from my childhood. And with this duty, I go to Gangshan campus with the Tzu Chi volunteers every Saturday morning to do the gardening, weeding, and forming a tree shape. And which enrich my knowledge of plants a lot. And we have large land in Gangshan campus, so we need more manpower to work together. So you are more than welcome to join us every Saturday. And every Thursday morning and every month, welcome to take part in the farming work and to give, to enjoy the work together. As the COVID pandemic is getting worse, Father Su started growing the herbs. And in the beginning, we just grow in small area, and those herbs were being harvested. And it's really a good experience for us, and as well for the reference for other city volunteers. And as we work together every week, so we really need more and more people to join together. So we hope that maybe every 3 months we can have an activities at Tzu Chi Gangshan campus. So everyone have the opportunity to partake. So The third testimony. We'll get more people to participate and keep the enthusiasm going ever and forever. This campus is really beautiful. So we look forward to your participation. Thank you for the enterprises to join us. So, and in December, we are to have entrepreneurs from Kaohsiung to share what happened when they come together with Jingsi this year. So, we need more people to grow trees together here. And I also want to promote the podcast by our Daai TV. Welcome to subscribe and listen to it. And here are some of the Jingsi products. And welcome to learn and to buy to try them. They are also very good as the supplement for a vegetarian. So,
okay, so those are the products of Jingsi bookstore. So hope everyone can come and purchase those products. So so thank you all the feedbacks. For example, the one who is coming from Cambodia. And thank you for the feedback for the Dr. Zhao. So I believe that the chairperson, the superintendent, has the smart eyes that who can recruit Dr. Zhao. I believe that the medical was very thorough for our Jiayi Darling Hospital. I believe the Dr. Zhao is the person who is good at telling a story. So the grandma, the elderlies would be very happy to hear Dr. Zhao's speech. Okay, so Victor's. So Dr. Zhao can walk out the clinic, and means that the one who has suffering cannot come out from their house. So the one who has blessings needs to go into the house. So everyone who heard the speech, please don't forget to give us the positive feedback and then send us your feedback to us. Then we will share with our speakers. So next week we will bring you to the Cambodian and then the Sister Xie and the Sister Hu. So you will see them online. Also, we will go to Liaoning and Dalian in China. And then, so the next week, teacher Luo Chunmei, who will bring our volunteers and come to Kaohsiung. And also our illustrator volunteers Apan. She's also a host right now for podcast. So she will come to our on-site for the next week, and she will send us her new book. So for those who didn't come to Kaohsiung, what you can do, just go buy one book. So, but tell us after you read the book. So on the 15th December, so we will invite the chairperson of one of the professor of the Seneca institution, and we can only give him 10 minutes but he said he would like to share something with us. And also the 22nd, so the host, Sister Chen Zhuqi, and the doctors also will come to Kaohsiung. So for today's Dr. Zhao, no matter if you knew him in the past, but after you hear his speech today, I believe you are already you already become his fan today. So give him the big hands. We will also have the one of the drama, the actors and the volunteers will come to us. And also the 29th, we will have volunteers coming with Master Zheng Yan. They were sharing with us on the morning of 29th December and then also at the evening. So please stand up. Let's take bows to the Buddhas and then the Master Zheng Yan. First bow, second bow, and the third bow. Thank you. Let's shake our hands and wave our hands to say goodbye to the masters and the families from all over the world. Thank you. Bye.